CZ 455 with the Manor stock. We're going to pillar bed it today. The CZ already has a front pillar on the Manor stock, and what we're going to do is we're going to put a rear pillar in it, because even though it's a Manor stock and it's a pretty good stock in itself, I still have some action bind, and I want to get rid of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a brake line, and it's flanged on one end, and then we're going to mill this down to the same diameter, so when we slide that booger in there like that, it will slide in easy. So let's first take the bolt out, get rid of that. Magazine. I'm using a HD drift camera in my head, so I'm not quite too sure if it's even going to pick all this up. Alright, right here's the front pillar that was already installed on the CZ Manor stock. What was happening is only half of this was in contact with the action, so what I've done is I've taken the wood chisel, and I've just cleared all this underneath here. Probably I'm under there now about 60 thousandths, I believe, something like that. That's all actually you ever need. And once you got this all profiled out, we're going to stick JB weld in here, and we're also going to hog this hole out. We're going to insert the brake line tube, and this will be JB welded around there also, so that has a nice system. We're also going to take a couple 2 or 3 thousandths out of here just so we have clearance, make sure the action's not binding, nothing's really touching. I'm not concerned with JB welding this in here, because the point of contacts to make this straight are the front and the rear. Once everything is straight and there's very minimal contact in here, it's basically like a 1022, except for the 1022 you're putting a little bed up here for up pressure on the barrel. With the CZs you have the rear tang, so you don't need to do that. But everything needs to be stress free on the action, and that's what we're gonna do. So let's see, we'll get some sandpaper and a socket, and I'll show you the clearance of that if the camera will pick it up. Now we're only going to take a couple thousandths off, and we're just going to sand right back to here and up to here, and let's hurry up and get that done. I don't know what sandpaper this, but it's really, really coarse. Alright, now I'm just going to fit it in there real gently. See what I got. Make sure I didn't take too much off. Alright, and seems to have some pretty good clearance. That goes in there nice and smooth. When I lift it up, I feel no binding at all. If I'm lifting it straight up, there's nothing grabbing it, holding it. Alright, so I'm going to call that good. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to hog out this hole. And we will need to measure this. And this is going to be 315. This will be 310. 310.5. And I think I have a little reamer. That's 310 also. But I can also just ream that hole out some and make it kind of float in there with the JB weld. Alright, so let's get the drill. And I'm going to jack this up level. As level as I can get it with something. Here's the back of this. There, it looks fairly level. It should follow right down in that hole. Okay. It's pretty tight. And I don't have a reamer the same. And every drill bit I got, I think, is way over. So the idea is just have enough room on each side along the hole so JB can adhere to it. Alright, that's in there. I just got to do the back side now. Alright, now let's see if she'll go straight through. Still a little tight. Let's try it again. There we go. That's enough. That's enough room. Now what we're going to do is we're going to recess that, and we're going to use a little chamfering tool. And we'll just keep slipping it in there. Now what's going to happen is once this action is pinned in there, there's going to be clearance. So what's going to happen is this tube is going to be fastened here. So it's going to be drawn up tight once we drop the whole action in there. So even if once you tighten this front action screw down with the JB weld in there, it may come up, probably about that high, if that. It should be flush, but it'll probably be right about there. That's where I was not getting any action binding. So what we'll do now, we'll put the action in there. And I'm going to see if we can't get a mark. Alright, am I in there? Alright, so I'm going to put the, see if I can mark it. Make sure it's just touching that front pillar. Make sure this is pushed up far. See if I can describe this. This doesn't have to be perfect like this one here, only because that's a pretty big hole right here, and it will go right over it. I don't think I got a mark on it. Try it. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to hacksaw that off. So let me get all this stuff away and get ready for hacksawing.